In last place at number 21 is Sonic 4 Episode 1. This game is an uninspiring rush mess. The physics are weird, the music isn't all that memorable, and it doesn't have an identity. This game just rips off a lot of things from Sonic 1 and 2, making them worse and boring. I can at least understand if this was a fan game on the internet, but considering this is an official Sega game, it just hurts because the game had a lot of potential, but instead, it's soulless and lazy. At number 20 is Sonic CD. This game is definitely the most controversial game in the Sonic fandom, with people talking about the game in their opinion whether they think the game was good or not. I used to hate it completely, but now I just only dislike it. The level design is a mess. As much as I'm all for exploration in Sonic games, holy, these levels are so disorganized. So many gimmicks are implemented into the levels that will cut you off, especially if you're trying to time travel, which is the main gimmick where you have to reach a certain amount of speed, but in the end, it just doesn't feel anything appealing. I give Sonic CD a lot of credit for having catchy music and fantastic saturated colors, especially on the Sega CD, but that's just not enough to save this game. Number 19 is Sonic Rush. Now then, hold up a minute before you comment, guys. I do have fun with this game. I really do. In fact, dare I say, it's one of the most underrated games in the series. The plot of the story is very good, and I especially enjoy the catchy music. This was the first ever Sonic game to have the boost formula, and it makes for fast and precise speed and platforming. But what dumps it down is that Sonic Rush is hard. I'm all for games having challenges, but mainly in 3D games. With 2D games, it can become an issue for me, and has loads of areas filled with bottomless pits. The bosses are fine, they're not bad, just nothing too groundbreaking. I appreciate Sonic Rush for doing a lot of things good, just the frustrating moments and not a lot of spectacular moments that dump this game down for me. Number 18 is Sonic Advance 3. This is definitely one of the more tougher 2D games in the series. I completely misunderstood the team mechanic in Advance 3 on my top 58, so sorry for those who watched the second part of that list. This game tries to make an identity for itself by implementing a hub world in the game, and personally, it's just not for me. I don't mind it being there, but at this point, I've already gotten used to 2D Sonic games just going from level to level or choosing it by tapping on the level icon. Having a hub world in a 2D Sonic game just feels off-putting. Musically, it's nothing too interesting, and the level design isn't bad, but it is just there since it relies a lot on platforming rather than speed, and I'm all for it since Sonic is a platformer series in the first place. Again, not a bad Sonic game, Advance 3 just isn't my kind of Sonic game. At number 17, I have Sonic 4 Episode 2. This episode fixed a lot of the issues that Episode 1 had. It has fantastic music, great graphics, good level design, and even has tails to help you throughout parts of the level. This was one of the only 2D Sonic games I played as a kid, and I thoroughly enjoyed it even back then. But I don't want to be blinded by nostalgia because going back to it, the game is flawed. The physics are better in this game than in Episode 1, but they still aren't the best. And much of the level design is so forgettable or just boring, but I still do think it is a good game. Episode 2 gets more hate than it deserves and is definitely one of the more underrated gems in the series despite all of its fundamental flaws. Coming in at number 16 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now then, don't get me wrong, I still love this game, but I believe the reason why a lot of people put this at a very high spot is due to nostalgia, and I respect that because Sonic 2 has a lot of memorable set pieces fixing a lot of issues from the original, and it even introduced Tails and Super Sonic. But aside from levels like Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, Casino Nights, Hilltop, and Metropolis, and of course the music in this game, nothing else is groundbreaking or impressive to earn it as one of the best in the series. Now then, if you enjoy Sonic 2 more than I do, that's great, loads of people would definitely agree with you, and maybe if I played this game earlier on in my life, there would be a chance I would have enjoyed this game a lot more. But because I first played Sonic 2 here in my high school days, I just don't think it's groundbreaking. It's just a simple platformer, and that's all the more reason to still enjoy it. Number 15 is Sonic Advance. Again, with the fact that there's nothing too groundbreaking with the game aside from the fact that it's a portable Sonic game on the go, it's still a fun and casual time as you could play as either Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, or Amy. It's really awesome to see how the modern Sonic characters look pixelated because their sprites are well done, as well as the fact with the cool animation seen later in other advanced games in Sonic Battle. The levels are simple and fun, with each having different and diverse set pieces and gimmicks, and I really enjoy fighting the bosses in the game. Not really much else I want to say. Sonic Advance is a fun and casual time, especially since it is Sonic on the go. Number 14 is Sonic the Hedgehog, the one that started it all. Sonic 1 is definitely a game that is first game syndrome due to the poorly aged level design, but I surprisingly enjoy 4 out of the 6 levels this game had to offer. It's actually the only game in the original trilogy that I've actually beaten, which is one of the main reasons why this game lands so high. But I also think that the music in this game is the best in the whole trilogy, and the fact that Sega really wanted to show off the diversity of Sonic's trademark speed, with the game's genre of platforming shown in the transition from Green Hill to Marble. Created to rival Mario, this game sold extremely well, and Sega was able to beat Nintendo with such an influential event in the gaming world back then, and the memories of that carry over here today. Sonic 1 is the starting point, and the game cements their way to making the Blue Blur the gaming icon he is today. Number 13 is Sonic Forces. Now then, this is a weird game to talk about because I do like this game and cannot bring myself to hate it. But if I'm gonna be real, I admit it sucks, as I have a ton of issues with this game even after replaying it earlier this year. The story, while it has pretty good dialogue, tries to take itself seriously but instead feels rather forced. Also bringing back Green Hill, Chemical Plant, and Classic Sonic for no reason, and the controls for all characters feel jittery, stiff, and slippery depending on who you play as. And the difficulty isn't there until near the very end of the game, although creating and playing as a custom character is so much fun, and I have a soft spot for the modern Sonic stages. The music also does not deserve the hate it gets because personally, Sonic Forces is one of the best soundtracks in the Sonic series in my opinion. Sonic Forces is a fairly good game to me despite its flaws. It may be easy, but it is casually fun. Most of the time, however, the game just lacks charm and soul. At number 12, I have Sonic Heroes. Definitely one of the more diverse games in the series. I wanted to like this game more because there are things I love about Heroes such as the plot and Team Dark story, and especially the music, which is the best parts of the Dreamcast era. But for some reason, the game gets worse for me as the years go by. Sonic Heroes has the worst controls out of every game on here, as it's slippery like you're on ice and sometimes extremely unresponsive, especially when you enter those god-awful special stages. The physics is so off-putting. Team Chaotix's missions is some of the most tedious levels in the series. The game's also repetitive, having to replay every level 4 times, and honestly, aside from Team Dark story, the narrative in this game is just very meh. Despite all of its flaws, Heroes definitely has some of the best level design in the Sonic series on how to get further. They really do experiment ways to progress through the stages using the team mechanics, sometimes in more than one way, and as I've said, the music is a banger. I still think Sonic Heroes is a great game in the series, but just with the fact that there are many problems in the game that keep it from being any higher. On number 11, we have Sonic Rush Adventure. This game blew my mind to how addictive it is. Everything great about the original game has been improved and expanded upon here. The difficulty of this game is so much of an improvement, as well as with the level design. It toned down the difficulty of having a more speed-based game with fun stage gimmicks like the bouncy mushrooms in the Plant Kingdom. This is also one of the best written games in the series, with Sonic and Tails being in Blaze's dimension, and the interactions of all the characters fill me with joy. Except for Marine. I also enjoyed fighting the bosses in the game with one of the best boss themes in the DS library, and I have a big soft spot for the water bike sections and the special stages where you have to race against Johnny to get the Chaos Emeralds. Rush Adventure really has an identity that separates itself from the original. I know a lot of people may not like this game that much, but to me, Rush Adventure is an improvement in every step of the way. Starting off the top 10 at number 10, Sonic Adventure. Now then, I did say in the 5th part of my top 58 that I have a love-hate relationship with this game, but the more I think about it, it could be so much fun. The clipping and the controls are huge issues with this game, specifically in the Sonic levels, but the sense of speed that you gain from spin dashing constantly or just spin dash cancelling gives you crazy fast acceleration, making this the fastest non-boost formula 3D Sonic game, and easily one of the most fun and addicting. The level design is also very great. Traveling around the hub world is just such a breathtaking experience. The music is great, and this is still to this day having one of the best stories in the whole franchise of introducing one of the best female characters in the whole series. Adventure may not have aged well in many places, but it is still one of Sonic's greatest adventures ever, hence the name of the game, Sonic Adventure. Coming in at number 9, we have Sonic Advance 2. Everything good about the first game has been refined and improved upon in this game. First off, the speed that you gain is so crazy that it leaves blurs of the character you're playing as behind you. It's insane for a game on the Game Boy Advance. It really does a great job of having a high-risk, high-reward system with platforming and speed, and the music is easily one of the best in a handheld Sonic game history. Plus, Advance 2 has a great story, introducing Cream of Rabbit and her mother Vanilla. Advance 2 is such a great game and proves how fast Sonic can go in a 2D environment. Definitely one of my favorite 2D journeys. At number 8 is Sonic Mania. Known as one of, if not the best Sonic game ever released, it was helped by fan developers like Christian Whitehead to give us the ultimate experience of a 2D Sonic game, and what fans love about the series. There are many areas in each level to build up your speed and gain momentum, as this speed makes this game the fastest 2D Sonic game ever. Returning old levels and having brand new levels makes this game one for the ages, as it brings up a lot of references from previous Sonic games. The gimmicks implemented in these stages never get in the way because they actually build up acceleration, and the music in this game is amazing. This is honestly what the Sonic series needed after the Sonic Boom trilogy of games. It may not be my favorite Sonic game ever, but it is a spectacle on how you fix up your mishandled mistakes. Number 7 is Sonic Lost World. I have always had fun with this game, whether it's doing the story mode, getting all the collectibles, or just playing the multiplayer. I mean, yeah, simply just looking at this game, you can clearly tell they tried to go for a Mario Galaxy and New Super Mario Bros. Approach. But it didn't really bother me, as the game is vibrantly filled with life and charm. I love how the game actually plays, as Sonic has a run button in this game whether you want to speed through these levels or just simply take your time. Honestly, I'll admit I don't really like the dialogue in this game, and the Deadly Six is simply just boring villains, but the plot's actually not so bad when you get past the cheesy dialogue. Sonic Lost World is such an underrated gem and one that should be remembered more, as for as much bad as there is in this game, there's a lot of good, and that's what makes Lost World a forgotten masterpiece. Number 6 is Sonic Adventure 2. Despite the fact that this game doesn't have a place in my heart specifically, I still love this game. The soundtrack is so underrated, and the Sonic and Shadow speed sections are amazingly well done. When it comes to the two other playstyles, the mech and treasure hunting stages, I love the mech stages, but as for the treasure hunting stages, meh, they're not bad, I'm just not really good at them. The game also controls pretty well, and I especially enjoy the story. This game's narrative and message to the player makes the story and dialogue some of the best moments the series has to offer. I actually regret putting this game on my overrated games list because the game wasn't like any other in the series at the time, and what makes this game a masterpiece in my opinion, even if the game is aged poorly. At number 5 is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I try not to be blinded by nostalgia, but as I've said for Sonic 2, that if I played the game earlier on in my life, I probably would have enjoyed it more. And that's the case with Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Combined as one due to the lock-on technology, but is actually two different games, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Both of these games are very fun 2D games. They introduce the elemental shields, the stage design feels a lot more inspiring and beautiful than the first two games, and the game actually has a plot centering around Knuckles and the Master Emerald. The music also gives me a big nostalgic feeling, though if there is one problem that I have with this game, it's that some of the levels can end up for way too long. Although aside from that, this game is so appealing to Sonic fans all around. Coming in at number 4 is Sonic Colors. Nowadays, this game is getting a lot of flack, mainly due to the wisps, bosses, the 2D sections, and all the different stage gimmicks. And personally, I don't have any problems with this game aside from the dialogue and plot of its story. There are some funny lines, but also lines that made me groan in frustration. The gameplay is easily pretty great, especially since it is the daytime stages from Sonic Unleashed but removes the Hedgehog stages. As much hate as the wisps get in this game, I honestly don't see it, as they are a fun alternative way to play the game. Top it off with amazing music, a legendary final boss, and Sonic actually swimming, and you got a 3D Sonic game that is one for the ages. At number 3, I have Sonic Generations. This is easily Sonic's grandest 3D adventure and one of Sega and Sonic's team's greatest games of all time. For the 20th anniversary of this series, Sega decided to relive the past by bringing back old levels from the past, remaking them with style. Also bringing two gameplay styles into the mix with classic Sonic and modern Sonic. Modern Sonic plays just like he did in Unleashed and Colors, and with classic Sonic bringing the style from the original Sonic trilogy. The music is also remixed so amazingly that it is rocked to the core. The bosses is so much fun to fight, but the side missions you can do really test the two Sonic's abilities to your best potential. And unlike everyone else, I don't hate the story, as I actually don't hate the dialogue in this game, and it easily is one of Eggman's greatest plans of all time in this story. I wouldn't mind seeing Generations 2, but no matter what, this game holds a very special place in my heart. At number 2, I surprisingly have Shadow the Hedgehog so high on my list. One huge reason why I love it so much is its very unique identity and differentiation. The game relies a lot on gunplay and choice making with the many different branching paths and endings. Shadow having guns is honestly one of the stupidest nitpicks, as to be fair, we've had guns and other shooting weapons before, people didn't seem to care then. And to be fair, you don't have to use them, they're just there to give you an easier time with the game. The swearing I can understand, but the rap songs in SA2 have sexy and damn in some of them, but they are overlooked in most songs, so I can at least somewhat understand. And I'll fully admit, the story is frickin' stupid, and Black Doom is my least favorite villain in the series. And I know this is a controversial opinion, but I personally feel as though it gets Shadow's character right in this game. He cares for his friends a lot in this game, while it doesn't tell us, it's showing us that he does care. And the fact that he's an independent warrior that plays by his own rules like Sonic. And the message about leaving the past behind is one of the most wholesome and greatest messages a Sonic game has given us. Shadow the Hedgehog is so misunderstood as a game, as the controls are good, it gets Shadow's character right, the music's fantastic, and the gameplay is optionally fantastic. I wouldn't recommend this game to anyone, but if you are interested in trying this game out, all the power to you. And finally, taking the top spot at number 1 is Sonic Unleashed. Not only is it my favorite game ever, but also one of the most divisive things in not just gaming, but in all media. From beginning to end, Unleashed is a beautiful masterpiece. The story is one of the best stories, and the message it gives us is very beautiful, with that awesome intro cinematic at the beginning of the game. And the gameplay relies on Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog. The daytime stages have the most risking, rewarding system of the whole series, as there are many alternate pathways for further exploration and fastest ways to beat these stages. Example being daytime arid sands. And as for the nighttime stages, they are very misunderstood as all hell. It has a very good beat 'em up and hack and slash gameplay in the style of games like God of War and Devil May Cry. I also love the hub world, the fantastic soundtrack, the bosses, and even the humor isn't cheesy, since they know when and where to put the humor without forcing it out. I love Sonic Unleashed so much that I highly recommend it to newer Sonic fans. I'm User1Campbell, and see you all next time.